behind those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tanks is my nice newly washed car over there. It's just been covered in dust. What can you do about it? Not a lot. That's the price of living on Salisbury Plain coming out. It's like a war film or something, isn't it? Anyway, still 3 of them there. Still 3 of them there to make my car even more dustier. I only washed it today. Oh, yeah, they're still behind me in the background. Look at that. The day I decided to wash my car, I didn't wash it for ages. Washed it, cleaned it. Took it to one of those garages, you know, you spray everything. And I was turning around right next to my car. I'm not happy with that. Right, still is quite safe, quite far, isn't it? They're coming back again. Make it even more dusty. Can't win, can you? As long as it don't hit it, I'm alright. Great. It's worrying. Turn the camera around again. It's my little white car behind all that. Getting absolutely covered in dust. See why they did it. They crossed the road to make it easier to cross the road. Otherwise you've got all of these tanks turning right into traffic. If you go straight over, then turn around and come back. The car looks like it's in one piece still. That's it. You go boys. Stay away from my car. Am I worrying too much? Okay, right over there, into the main road. See the dust even on the road. That was a waste of time, look, there it is, over there somewhere. One piece, road. That's enough of that. Yeah, those tanks are all gone now. I mean, I used to drive them sort of vehicles, big armoured vehicles like that, and you get the hang of it after a while, after sort of like, you know, a few months of driving them and sort of like being forced to be an exercise all the time. You get quite good at it and you decide, you know, to find out what the vehicle can do and how good you are in it and things like that. But when you first start, cool, I hit a few things when I was doing my training, I tell you, and so did other people as well. I'm not the only one. No cars though. I had my heart in my mouth then when I saw the car down there being surrounded by them tanks. Wisher, come on, good girl. Yeah, I just want to jump on tonight and just talk a little bit about my channel because well, basically I want to say, like, anyone who's new to the channel doesn't know me very well. Quick update on my background of my YouTube background and what I've been doing lately. Basically, I was in the army for a long time, 27 years, got out beginning of last year, and sort of graduated, moved across to construction and sort of got into the construction industry a little bit. I did a bit of a self-build, which means I was building my own house. I don't own that house. I have to pay rent on it, but I was building a house. I was building houses for Lovells, and because I was a veteran, I got put on I got opportunity to go on a self-build scheme, which I took. Which you get, basically, it sounds good, but you don't get paid for it. You're basically working along with trades, learning how to do plumbing, electrical stuff. No qualifications, not as such. But you're getting a good insight into the building trades, and eventually you're supposed to graduate. I keep saying that word tonight. Gravitate, that's the word, towards a trade, and end up working in the industry at some sort of level. I'm going to hold the hand of this camera, but the sun is quite bright tonight. Lost my dog again. I'm always losing my dog on my channel at some point. She's just, which I'm quite happy about. She runs around like a crazy thing, you know what I mean? That's what she's supposed to do. She's a dog. I just have to be around me all the time. There she is, I can see her now. I tend to worry about her when I can't see her. I tend to worry about my car when I get tanks go past it. But that's something different. Yeah, so did that. I was in the army for a while, did my self-build. Then I gravitated again towards doing landscape construction, because they offered me a job, and I thought, why not? I can put my building skills to use while doing landscape construction things, and maybe eventually do something for myself, which was the idea. I ended up working for a company. I didn't like it very much, this company. I didn't mind, I said I didn't like it. I didn't mind the job, I didn't mind the people, most of them. All right, but once I started doing it, I couldn't see myself doing it forever, and I didn't want to be stuck in that position where I was going to work every day for the next 10 years, you know, and not being happy with myself, you know, and thinking if I'd have made different choices in life earlier, I could have done something different. I'm 55 years old, and in some ways I should have made different choices a long time ago. But I decided to stay in the army, trying to chase up promotion and the experience and everything else. I mean, I enjoyed my job in the army, but I also think I would have enjoyed other stuff better if I'd left earlier. But, you know, I did all right out of it, you know. Good memories, bad memories, that sort of thing. Made friends. What else? So I ended up leaving that job in January this year, the landscaping construction job, and found myself unemployed. It was a bit of a hard stop. I didn't intend to sort of like just quit like that. I kept, before that, I was looking at work, looking at jobs, but I found it's quite hard to look for work, apply for jobs while you're working. Some people say it's easier to get a job when you're working than if you're not working. Well, I think it's quite hard to get a job if you're working anyway, because you haven't got time to go to interviews. You haven't got time to even look. I can't even see myself because that sun's blinding me in the camera. But anyway, so I decided to do a hard stop and to find a job. I thought if I had time on my hands, I could find a job easy. I'd find a job in a couple of weeks. It'd be easy. And it didn't turn out that way. It turned out I went for lots of interviews. I found out that probably January, February, March is not the best time to be looking for a job, because the job market is quite quiet at that sort of time. Plus, my age wasn't in my favour, and although I've got a lot of experience, I haven't got a lot of trade experience in certain things. I was applying for things like fibre optics. I was applying to work in a bank. I even applied for Salisbury Cathedral to be the basically in charge of all the maintenance and caretaking sort of side of it. It was a caretaker's job, but a glorified caretaker's job. I really would like that job. A lot of history in Salisbury Cathedral. I like the place. Didn't get the job anyway. Didn't want me. Eventually. They were very nice people. Maybe, in retrospect, maybe it wouldn't have been the best idea to work there, because of I think there's a lot of committees, a lot of things like that set up. You had so many chains of command, I'd call it, for bosses, you know. I wouldn't have known who to please and who to listen to, who to work for. It would have been a bit confusing. Look at the dust behind. If I turn around now, can you see the dust? Those armour must have gone across that there somewhere, because it's kicked up loads of dust all over Salisbury Plain. This part of it is covered in dust. It's quite pretty though. Just going to turn the camera around a second so you can see it. What's that? Yeah, can you see that dust of a haze in front of the sun? My dog's over there somewhere. There she is. There she is. It's a couple of pheasants flew up earlier, it was quite nice. But yeah, Saucy Plain, sun's going down. This is where I live, which I feel like quite lucky to live here. Just a minute, I'm gonna turn the camera back around again. Yeah, so I was unemployed. Let me get back to the story because this is a bit long-winded, isn't it? I was unemployed on the 11th of February, after being unemployed since the 2nd of January. I decided to start a YouTube channel. Now, I had been thinking about it, I'd say 5 years, but it's more like 7 years. You know, what you'd be thinking about it and it sort of builds up. I should do a YouTube channel. What can I talk about? What can I do? And you go through all those things. And I procrastinated on doing it. I say procrastinated, but maybe it wasn't ready yet, you know. And I get that when people tell me they're not ready yet, but they want to. There's no timing for this. You can do a YouTube channel when you want. But I should have done it a long time ago. You know what I mean? I think if I had started doing a YouTube channel a few years ago, I think that would have given me a lot more confidence, because I've noticed myself change standing in front of this camera, recording myself and you know, trying to think of what to say and keeping the flow of the conversations, only me talking, but you know, keeping the flow of the video going by talking and trying to think of things to say when I haven't got anything to say really, you know what I mean, a lot of the time. But I don't think I'm alone in that. I've seen YouTubers on there and a bit like me, you know what I mean, where I like watching them for their personality. I like watching people for their little stories and their little anecdotes and just to see what they're doing in life right now. And you sort of attach yourself to people. I get that. And that was the sort of YouTuber I wanted to be. I wanted to be someone that... My dog's going right over there. I want to be... Think of it this way. I loved Casey Neistat when he was doing his daily vlogs back in the day. And every day I'd be waiting to see the next vlog. What's he going to do? And... oh, she's found those two birds. That's all right. That's all right. We'll follow there. She's chasing after him. She's never going to catch him. All right. Yeah, so I used to like watching Casey Neistat back in the day. He used to sort of put a video every single day and used to follow his story. I mean, he was a master at, you know, the vlog. Now, I think he was a product of his time as well. I mean, he doesn't do it anymore. He makes the odd video nowadays, but at the time, that was what vlogging was all about on YouTube. I think if someone tried to do that these days, it wouldn't be the same. Anyway, not in the current climate. Anyway, maybe in the future it might be again, but I'm going off subject a little bit, but I think YouTube at the moment is really pushing for people, a small YouTube channel like myself. I think it's really, I'd say supporting it, but I think it's not because YouTube's supporting it, I don't think so much, is that people just want to see real people talking and real people doing things and real, you know, no sort of like falseness. I think the more original and real you can be, you haven't got to make the best videos in the sense of artistic, creative videos. I mean, it all helps, doesn't it? Of course it does. But the most importantly is to be authentic and original. Be yourself, really. You know what I mean? And I try to do that as much as possible. I mean, when I'm talking now, I can hear my voice getting quite sort of excited. I don't think that's me putting that on, because I'm not always talking, yeah. But I think it's because once you start talking, you generally just lift yourself and you sort of like, you get into the flow of it. But some of my videos I watch in the beginning, I'm quite sort of dull, not monotone, but just sort of like, you know, just not as upper as I could be sort of thing. And then I start talking, I sort of like lift myself up and start talking about life and things, and it's sort of like, yeah, it picks it all up. What is this video about? I don't know. I'm jumping from one subject to another. But if people don't like it, they won't watch it. You know what I mean? If they like it. If you like it, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I don't say it often enough, I always forget to say it. I've got to say it more often. I'm going to start my next video with like and subscribe. That'd be great. Oh, did you like the last video I did? By the way, I'm just going through this little story, but the last video I did, what I remember, I put music on it. It's the first time I ever put music on a video. I keep talking the fact I'm going to do it. I worked out a way of doing it. I'm not going to say that's the best way of doing it, but I worked out a way of doing it using... I use CapCut for the video because that's what I'm using at the moment, because it's free and it's pretty easy to use, and video editing stuff I think can be quite complicated and expensive, but CapCut's free and easy. It's awesome, love it. Wish, we're going to go back up this way. Wish! She's jumping around chasing after something. Little field mouse maybe or something. I think they'll both be alright, don't worry. She won't catch it. it'll be fine. Okay, let's carry on. I was worried she was chasing after some snake or something like that. Could be adders sometimes out here, that's all. That'd be disastrous. So I chased her off. Now I've lost her again. Wait, come on! Let's go this way. Not she can listen to me much. Right, so the channel. So what I did basically with my channel, how I decided to do it was a 30-day challenge. I challenged myself for 30 days to make a video every day. I think I ended up doing 34 days, but the challenge was 30 days, and that was what I wanted to accomplish. In that first 30 days, because I was forcing myself to do it, I think I learned a lot. I learned a lot about how to use the equipment I've got. I've got a beat up old phone. It really is a beat up old phone. It's an old iPhone 12, and it is beat up, cracked screen. You can't plug it in the charger. I have to get one of those magnetic things to charge the phone, which limits stuff, so I can't download stuff by cable or anything like that. I haven't got a microphone because you can't put the receiver into the phone, so that's not great. But I wanted to use what I had, and I wanted to start the channel with what I got, and I used CapCut, I guess I can say, for free. I didn't even download CapCut till the day I started doing. I decided to go and do YouTube. Let's go and do it. Let's do YouTube. Let's make a video. I dropped the phone on the first day, making a video, first video, which it was. I'm glad I did, really. You know what I mean? Because I could see how bad I was. I haven't looked back at the video, but apart from when I first did it, I haven't looked back to see it. I just know that I'm much more confident now in front of the camera, and like I say, you learn to talk. You learn to talk about that rubbish, to be honest, like I'm doing now. But I did that 30-day challenge. Then I decided in that 30-day challenge to start another challenge, and I thought I'd do a fitness challenge, running 5k. If you can remember that. That was short-lived, that challenge, because I got ill. Sorry, I got ill, and I got quite ill over like a couple of weeks. I've still got it now, like a really bad chest, tired. There's actually a few other things that I got wrong with me, which I'm seeing the doctor about, but I don't want to go into things like that because this is medical stuff. Trying to get it all sorted. Bad knock-on effect as well to that illness. Here she is, she's back again. You good girl? You good girl? Here she is. Yeah, so that challenge was short-lived, and I couldn't keep the video and every day going. I think because the only reason I couldn't keep it going was because I decided to do the 30-day challenge, and once I'd done it. The running wasn't supposed to be filming every day. The running was the 30 days. Anyway, I got ill. I couldn't keep going. And also the whole theme of because I was unemployed in January, in the background story was very much me trying to get a job, me doing application forms and things like that, and trying to network and stuff. I mean, you didn't see a lot of it, but you saw, I mean, I wish there more of it now, showing you what I was actually doing, but there was long periods in February and March where no one was getting back to me at all for jobs, and it was quite downheartening, you know. But you've got to keep going and you've got to keep trying, because I've got a family to look after. I've got bills, I've got responsibilities, and I've got, you know, things like that. I've got a dog, I've got to feed. So I had to keep going. And eventually, a couple of weeks ago, did an application form. The guy got back to me within 10 minutes and said, come in for an interview. I went in for an interview the following day, actually, because it was quite late. And also I needed to have a shave and sort my suit out and everything like that. Make sure I was all nice and clean for the interview. Got offered a job while I was there. And couldn't start for a couple of weeks because they had to do my references and my checks on me, because it's a finance was doing car sales, and a lot of that is to do with finance. So I had to do like background checks to make sure it wasn't too dodgy or anything like that. I could sell finance for them. And I did my criminal record stuff and all that sort of stuff, and the references from my old employers, which all came back, all good. Started me off this Monday, beginning of this week. So I was there 3 days. I got given a day off today, which was nice because it's weird. That's the other thing. I had all this time in my hands the last 3 months to sort of do all the little jobs in the house and sort of get things done and chase things up, but I didn't do a lot of it because I was looking for a job. And it's not so much because I was looking for a job, because you've got time to do both. Of course you've got time to do both, but the mentality, it's I talk a lot about sort of having a good positive mindset, and if you haven't, then you need to find one and sort of build yourself up. Now that, in the reality, in the big wide world, that is a struggle. And if I didn't have that attitude myself, I don't know how well or bad I've done, because that is a struggle to sort of keep going sometimes, you know. And like I said, a few medical issues going on, which I'm still trying to sort out. But what am I saying? 2 magpies. I love magpies. I love seeing 2 magpies. One for sorrow, 2 for joy, and all that. I live by magpies. Right. That's what I tell my kids. They all know that. It's 3 magpies now. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. 3 for a girl. Who's the girl? Wish you. Come on, Wish. 4 for a boy. Yeah, I told you I'm a bit crazy, magpies. Yeah, so it was difficult just because you've got time on your hands to do things. Your mind frame's got to be right. Your attitude's got to be right. You got to sort of sometimes pick yourself up and decide that, you know, today's going to be a good day. Today's going to be a constructive day. Get things done day. It's not always easy when you haven't got a job and you've got pressures on you to sort of like do things. I get that. I totally get that. It's not the first time I've had some sort of pressures on me, but not for quite so long. Not for when I've not had any money in my pocket to sort of like get through it so much, and it's been a bit difficult. But I managed to get a job. Things are on the up. I'm not going to keep moaning about it or going on about it, because that's not what this is about. I am so glad I've got a job. I appreciate having a job, and I'm grateful that the company decided to take a chance on me. Straight after he offered me the job, 2 other companies told me to apply to them because they'd like to give me an interview, which I think they were basically saying they'd like to offer me something. And both of them would have been good jobs, the other 2. So, but this guy took me on first of all. I went through the references of other people, so I thought, look, I'm going to stick with this. And so for 3 days now, I've been doing car sales. Been learning a lot about finance, about how to not sell finance, just the finance products, because you can't just sell finance without doing the training and understanding it quite to a high standard. And I did not realise what I didn't know when it comes to finance. There's so much more involved with it. So yeah, it's a big deal. So I'm learning all that at the moment, and it's interesting. So basically, that's the channel. That's where I've been the last few months. That's how I'll tell a little bit about how I started and my attitude towards YouTube, and a bit scared of it at first, but still scared, but I didn't want to take the plunge. I kept finding excuses not to do it. If you want to do YouTube, do it. And if it goes well, some people hit the blocks running. They have amazing channels, loads of subscribers and loads of watch hours. It's brilliant. They just do really well. I think it's been quite a slow build up. Well, not a slow, but an average build up probably. I did all right, especially at first, especially those first 30 days. I think if I kept putting videos out, I'd picked up my subscribers and my watch hours. It would have been a lot better. But it's not just about that. It's about the longevity of doing it, I think. It's about enjoying it. It's doing YouTube because you want to do YouTube. If you just did it for the money or fame, I think, well, it's not going to happen, not like that anyway, not that quick. I think I continue to do it because the challenge of building a channel, yeah, don't get me wrong, I want to build a channel. I want a big channel one day. And like I said, I'm a small YouTuber and I got a big channel mentality. I want to get a big channel. But that is further down the road, having a big channel. But I've got to approach what I do now with mentality that this is what I'm working towards, and we're not there yet, but this is where we're going to be. So let's set up for ourselves and keep going. I'm just going to say, if you want to start a YouTube channel, do it. And if you've got other problems that are stuck in your way, like you haven't got a job, right, do it anyway, because it helps you take your mind off it. It gives you confidence standing in front of people talking, definitely. Because although I'm standing the camera, right now, nobody's seen this. Nobody's seen what I'm talking about. I'm standing in an empty, I'm on a road with fields all around me, worrying about how far my dog's walking off in case a car comes down there a little bit. But it's getting late and hopefully no more cars will be down here. But I'm standing here talking to myself. If I mess this up, or if I'm not happy, this video is way too long. I'm gonna have to cut it down because I'm just talking and talking and talking. If you do a channel like mine, you'll find something to talk about. Really, honestly, if you do a channel like this, you'll talk and you'll tell people about yourself. Maybe I'm a bit of an oversharer. I don't know, maybe. Look, if you're gonna do YouTube, do it. Just go for it. Just go for it. Worry about the problems afterwards. Do your first video. Make it horrible. Make it wrong. Don't worry about it. No one's gonna watch it anyway. Not really. You know what I mean? Just don't tell anybody you're doing it, and which is a good idea. Don't tell anybody you're doing it for two reasons: because you don't want people criticising you, or people finding that and maybe taking the mickey, or just like being nasty about it. Really, even your own family. They won't be interested anyway. Your friends, and they won't care when they find out. My daughter's the only person who knows about my channel, and she doesn't care. Sometimes she looks at the comments and she has a giggle at what people say to me and what I say back. She doesn't. I'm quite funny with her and have a laugh. But she doesn't watch the videos because she's not interested. Because she's a young girl, and it's not. So you don't need to tell your friends and family, because your friends and family know you. And what if they know you, but you talk to them anyway? Why make a video? Why are they going to watch it for? Because you're saying something. I don't know. The other thing is it changes. You get these demographics and stuff and algorithms, and if you get all sorts of people, all sorts of ages watching it, I don't think YouTube knows where to push your videos out to. I'm not one to listen to when it comes to talking about the algorithm, because it really is a dark art to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, this video is far too long. I've waffled on far too long. I just wanted to bring people up to speed if they're quite new to subscribing to me, and a little bit about my background. And what have you found now? So thanks again for watching the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.